fat burning process. It's two different energy burning systems. One is the glucose, which is from your food and carbohydrates and all that stuff, and then the ketosis, which is burning the ketones, which is from your fat, which it gives you just as much energy. So that starts to really ramp up 24 hours. Autophagy is your ability to start destroying all the cells in your body that aren't doing anything good, or they're old, sick, cancerous, pretty much no good for your body. That's going to super increase in the 36-hour period, which is freaking incredible. So, if you're not fasting, you're not really getting rid of these shitty cells out of your body. So that, to me, is one of the biggest benefits of fasting. It's like autophagy, which is freaking incredible. Then 48 hours increases 30% more immune system reset, regeneration, increased reduction, inflammatory result. Yeah, cheers, Jack, brother. So inflammatory things and being inflamed and all that type of thing is one of the key causes of freaking long-term health effects and degeneration in the body. So if you can reduce inflammation through fasting and through other things, it's a great thing to capitalize on, because the body's inflamed a lot through these nowadays, through our food and processed food and all the shit we get, and other things like the crap they put in the water, which we won't go into that, but probably not a good idea to eat chlorine or fluoride. If you look on your toothpaste, it says if you have one pea size of that and you digest it, to ring the hotline, because it's a poisonous event. It's probably not a good idea to have that in your water, but we won't go into that because it'll be a bit conspiracy theory. And then autophagy maxes out and plateaus at 72 hours. So that's why I say the 72-hour fast, at least 4 times a year for men and 2 times for women, is going to delete all them cells that aren't good, that aren't carrying their weight anymore. And so your body's going to eat them cells for energy, and it's going to inherently make itself better. So the circle of life thing, the things that aren't doing so good, they get eaten first and they feed the rest of the system. So highly recommend doing it and really getting the benefits of autophagy. So it's freaking incredible. So any more questions? Obviously, I just stopped for some questions, so we won't go to that there. But anything around here you want to know more? If you've found something good in this already and you think you're getting some information out of it, drop about what you learned in the chat. Let me know. Obviously, the more you chat in the chat, the more energy I have, and the more energy you get, I'll get excited and I'll start saying other shit that probably is real beneficial to you, and I'll start getting in flow state and things will go nuts. So chuck as much in that chat as you can. Light that bad boy up. We're here for a good time, not a long time. So Aaron chucked in here, if we were completely new to fasting and want to try a 3-day fast or longer, how long should we be doing a 16-hour fast before we jump into the long fast? Well, personally, you can just do a 72-hour fast straight up. It's like, you're like training for a marathon and jumping straight into a marathon. It's probably not the most best idea, but you can do it. I highly recommend doing a 24-hour fast a few times before you do the 72-hour fast. So maybe do a 16-hour fast for a week, get used to it, understand it a bit, do a 24-hour fast here and there, do a 48-hour fast here and there, then do the 72-hour fast. And then by that time, you've done so much fasting, you'll be all over it. You know exactly how your body responds, how you feel. You would have, because you're trying to keep yourself occupied, you would have done a lot more research. And by then, you'd be able to do a 72-hour fast 4 times a year, no worries at all. And Dale's dropped in there, fasting is good for you, yeah. It bloody is. And that's what I'm talking about, because I want every one of you guys to feel just as good as I do all the freaking time, and then give that energy and that love back to your family, because we're all in this life together. We're not here by ourselves. We're all in this life together, and we might as well enjoy the shit out of this experience. So 100%. On Dale, how you doing? I'll just mute you for a sec. Yeah, Ryan's going to start with the 16-8. Good to hear. Good to hear. So everyone's just seen Ryan drop in the chat that he's going to start a 16-8-hour fast. So in a week, we're going to check back with Ryan, and if he's not doing it, well, we'll just keep him accountable. There's no judgment. Doesn't matter if you fail. Just be good to see. 6 packs coming from Ryan. So benefits of fasting. So Autophagy is what I was going on about before, but it's an essential bodily process that removes damaged and unnecessary parts of cells, which gets rid of the cancer, gets rid of all the bullshit. So a 72-hour fast, in my opinion, is a non-negotiable. It's something that I would highly recommend putting a lot of effort into getting to the ability to do a 72-hour fast, and understanding how to actually achieve it and how to get out of it. I'll go through how to break the fast and all that in a minute. And breaking the fast in the 72-hour fast is actually more important than the fast itself. If you break the fast with Maccas or an energy drink or something like that, you should just might as well not even done the fast. And you can give yourself a heart attack, cardiac arrest, if you jump a shitload of calories in your body at once after a 72-hour fast. So we'll go into that. Just a bit of a disclaimer, just so you're doing the best by your health. Yeah, Ryan's wife's on it as well, and she's going to kick his ass if he doesn't do it. Good to see. It's good when couples keep each other accountable. My missus is pretty much the reason I started doing all the personal development stuff. The whole slogan around that was like, "Be better, Tim." She used to say, "You like, I would, eat shit, get fat." She'd be like, "Be better, Tim," and it kind of just blew out to the point now that I just spend every second of my day trying to be better. So definitely get your missus on board. Get her to smash you as much as you can, because obviously men really want their women to appreciate them and to like them. So if you're a woman, you're watching this call and you want your man to do shit, push him, tell him to be better, basically, and then because they'll just go nuts to try to make you love them more. So good little tip. So the 12 benefits of fasting lifestyle. So we got on the left here: stimulates fat burning. Huge one. Obviously, we all want to be ripped and we don't want to carry excess weight, because carrying a bag of rocks around you is, more effort than we need, and we don't want that. Improves energy levels, which is everything. Energy is everything. We are big bags of energy, electromagnetic energy boxes, basically, just running on water and energy. So want to do that. Reduces inflammation, which is a key thing of most diseases from inflammation. Takes stress off the digestive system, which is the second brain, which I keep saying. So it's hugely beneficial. Stimulates cellular autophagy, which is killing the old shitty cells. Improves genetic repair mechanisms. So genetics only really plays 5% role in anything in your life. So if you're like, oh, I got a genetic problem, we all get cancer, we all get heart attacks. It's only really 5% that it actually has an effect. So if you've got your diet in check and you got the right habits, and you can pretty much alleviate most of them issues, which is proven by a lot of doctors I follow. I'm not a doctor, I can't give you that advice, but that's my opinion, and it's proven by a lot of doctors. So if you create the right habits, normally we inherit the shitty habits of eating crap, eating fast food, drinking beer and wine and smoking, and that's more so. And then that affects the genetics that's being passed down to us, which even Dr. Espen, which I do a lot of work with, and he says it's only 5% of the equation. So stimulates development of stem cells, which we all know now. We're starting to get a lot into stem cell regeneration, how stem cells can really change everything. So do that naturally. Improves insulin sensitivity, which obviously we don't want insulin going up and down all day, every day, and getting diabetes. There's a big thing about how diabetes affects the area. EMF. So Erica just asked about EMF. There's a lot of devices you can get now, which I highly recommend about EMFs. If that's what you're talking about, if EMF means electromagnetic field, if I'm right, because we got 5G, 4G, we got our phones, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. There's devices you can wear on your wrist and anything to reduce that EMF, but it does affect your body, and affects your genetics, and affects your DNA and everything. So definitely something to look into. I'm not going to go into that here on this fasting, but highly recommend getting EMF devices to reduce that in your body. And then one best thing to do is at night, the freaking bug in here going nuts. Turn off your Wi-Fi and put your phone on airplane mode and put it outside your room. You don't need it in your room. You don't need Wi-Fi while you're sleeping, and you don't need all that crap going through you and your family at night. So that's a key little tip there. Reduce chronic disease risk, which a lot of this risk is from inflammation, not allowing our digestive system to heal. so you can reduce a lot through fasting. So that's why I keep saying that having that fasting window is more important than the eating window. Improves relationships with food, which is the emotional regulation. So we're not using food as a constantly keep ourselves happy. Then we're in pretty much our own prison of our own emotions instead of being free and being sovereign, which is it's pretty much what we all want. We want to feel good, we want to feel worthy, and we want to be free. Enhance mental health and spiritual growth and fine-tuned intuition. I'll go through a bit more with the spiritual side of things, but basically fasting is being used for spirituality and increasing your ability to spirit, which is, your internal self, which is who you really are. You're not your mind or your body. You are the thing that's observing the thoughts and emotions and that. It's something that I won't go through here, but it is something to really understand, and it can improve your own spirit and yourself and your ability to, really enjoy this life. I'll go a bit more into spirit soon. So benefits of fasting. The gut-brain connection is complex and bidirectional. Signals pass both ways between your digestive system and your central nervous system, and health or disease in one can affect the other. Key players in this connection include your enteric nervous system and your vagus nerve and your gut microbiome. So basically your gut is connected to your brain by this vagus nerve and a few other different things, which I'm not a scientist, so I won't go into it more than that. But basically your gut is, as soon as you put something in your gut, your brain's being told what's in there, and your brain will shut off certain signals and receptors in parts of your body, knowing what's coming from the shit you just ate. So treat your gut as your brain, and they're both connected. They're both brains. So your gut is your lower brain, and you got the main brain is the top brain. So just understand that everything you put in your guts, your brain instantly knows exactly what you've done to it, and it's going to start shutting off different things to stop all the poison or the inflammation or anything coming up to itself, because the brain's going to protect itself and shut off the rest of the body before it affects it, because obviously it's the thing controlling everything. So just be mindful of that. So really treat your gut with respect and health, and you know that is the reason for your energy and your vitality is through what you put in your gut and your ability to regenerate your gut. So a lot of us, in Australia get learned to drink beer, especially as men, and it's like the worst thing for your gut, because there's a lot of estrogen in beer, which makes you have the big boobs and guts, and it really starts to really affect the gut. So just be mindful of that too when you drink a lot of alcohol, that you're going to upset your gut, which will upset your brain, which will affect your mood and your emotions and your ability to show up for the people you want in life. So, there's nothing against drinking or nothing against beer, apart from the fact that you just got to know that these things happen from that. So if you're aware of it, you're mindful of it, then you can play the game. I personally don't drink anymore. I haven't drank for over 14 months purely because I can't control my ability to consume it. If you can't stop or you can't control it, you probably shouldn't do it. So that's why I don't drink. So we'll go into the spirituality thing. I think it's pretty cool. I'm just going to stop sharing for a sec. Does anyone spiritual in the group? Does anyone have any spiritual ideas or beliefs? Not so much religion, but just their ability to believe in spirit or anything. Does anyone spiritual in the community or in there? If you're not, it doesn't matter. If you just believe in yourself, that's cool. It's basically the same thing. Digging into spiritually, yes, I would like to think so. Bloody oath. So the reason why I bring this up is because basically you are spirit, right? So if you think about it, if you meditate, your mind and thoughts shut off, and then you can actually feel who you are. And the essence of you isn't your body or your mind. Your body or mind dies, there's something leaves, right? We all believe in soul and all that sort of stuff. So by fasting, you can actually get in touch more with your spirit, your spirituality, your soul, your purpose of being here. So I just went on a 6-day retreat, or a spiritual retreat, with some of the best leaders in the spiritual community in the world. I can't tell you their names or what we did or where, but I can tell you some of the things I found out and downloaded from getting in touch with my spirit. Once you get away from your mind and you control the stuff that goes in your mouth, which creates discipline and freedom, you can get in touch with yourself, which is the real you, the energy version of you, and really understand some freaking profound things that will increase your happiness and your ability to be joyful, and understand you're not just a piece of meat that's going to die and that's the end of you. You're an eternal being, basically, whether that you believe that or not doesn't matter. But by connecting to my spirituality and through fasting through these things, I like